Nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
It is Hard Fact, and this is the big Hard Fact. 5 minutes come past the 5 o'clock hour. I did tell you we will be having the NIMC spokesperson, Kayode Adegoke. We're waiting on him to join us live via Zoom. And we're going to be talking about the requirements for data notifications for your NIN. And there's so many things that people have complained about when it comes to the NIN registration, re-registration, modification of data. Oh my God. In fact, many people did not know that they had problems with their registration until they wanted to, revalidate their passports. And then, of course, they'll say, oh, there's a mistake in your name, there's a mistake in your date of birth, blah, blah, blah. And the problems that people have had to face with their NIN, attaching it to their SIM cards, etc., etc. In fact, so many times on this show, people have called me to say, we were asked to pay monies to do this revalidation or to change this or that, even when NIN has said it is free. Well, I'm hoping that the spokesperson can join us in a bit to have this conversation with us. Mr. Adegoke Kayode is the head of corporate communications, National Identity Management Commission. We're still waiting on him to join us because we spoke to him briefly and he said he is in a teeny weeny meeting and he's going to join us in a bit. But all your questions, all your comments for the NIN or the NIMC, and of course we're going to talk about other issues that are attached to the NIMC. Of course, he will be answering all your questions. So if you need answers to questions surrounding the NIN registration, data modification, re-registration, attaching it to your SIM card, don't worry. He's going to answer all your questions. Just stay with us. We're still trying to get him to join us via Zoom. All right, while we wait for Mr. Adegoke to join us, the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, had disclosed earlier, some days ago, I think 6 days ago, that they put out requirements for the documents that you need for individuals in Nigeria seeking to update their national identity number, that's NIN details. In fact, this was a post that was put up by the NIMC's X handle on Saturday, 4th of May, 2024. The Commission outlined the required documents for modification of personal information such as date of birth, name, address, and phone number. And they put it in detail so that you know what steps to follow. It was expressly posted. Documents required, steps that you need to take for change of address, for change of name, phone number, etc. All right, joining us right now is Kayode Adegoke. He is a spokesperson, is the head of communications at the NIMC. I know that he was in a meeting, but he has joined us. Hopefully, Mr. Adegoke, you can turn on your camera for us to see you. Adegoke is the head of corporate communications, National Identity Management Commission. Mr. Adegoke, I know that you're a busy man, but Nigerians need you. How are you? Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Nigerians, and good afternoon, Nigerian Info. So it's a pleasure to join this conversation.
Great.
Thank you for having me here.
Great. Let's start with the one that everyone, the most latest, which is, of course, the new requirements for data modification, because I think the highest number of complaints I've had on this show is about the NIN. I went there, they told us it was free. They were asking us to pay money, and when I did it, I gave them a certain name. Now the name that I'm seeing is not my name. Too many things. Why did the NIMC think it was necessary to bring out this modification steps? Because I've seen it in detail, how expressly it was put out on social media.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me first and foremost thank the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. Why will I thank him? One of the cardinal points of his administration is to strengthen the national identity management in Nigeria. And by so doing, he appointed Engineer Abisoye Koka-Odushote to take over the affairs of the commission last year, August. And since the assumption of duty of Engineer Koka-Odushote, so many things have changed about NIMC. And one of the things that have changed is the modification process. And because when she came on board, she discovered that there are a lot of complaints from Nigerians and legal residents that the processes are cumbersome. Some people will have done modification within 2-3 months. It will not have been effected. And so she came on board streamlining the process to ensure that Nigerians don't have issues. And in so doing, NIMC came out with what we call a self-service modification process, whereby Nigerians do not need to interface with anyone at the enrollment center. You can comfortably sit in your offices or at homes or wherever you are using your device to modify the data you want to do, especially your date of birth, the name, phone number or email, and also your address. But most especially the issue centered around date of birth and name modification. So you don't need to go to any NIMC office or any of our offices to do your modification. You can do so at the comfort of your homes or your office using your device, either Android-enabled device or iOS-enabled device. So that's why we came out with the process. So that, one, for instance, let me say if you live in Lagos, sometimes it could be cumbersome, living from maybe Igodo to the island to Ikoyi passport office. When you get to passport office, they will tell you, your date of birth is incorrect, doesn't align or synchronize with what you have on your passport, and the stress of going back. So there you can just do that on your phone. And that's why we came out with the processes. For instance, for the date of birth modification, you need to get a letter of attestation from the National Population Commission. It's online. You don't need to go to the office. Once you get the letter of attestation, just kindly log on to that NIMC modification website. We have provided us modifications at nimc.gov.ng.
Can you say it again? I'm so sorry. Can you say it again? Modifications at.
Okay, hold on. Let me share it for you. Modifications. I'm coming so that Nigerians we get it correctly, so that they won't say, "Oh, NIMC did not tell us." Okay, now it is self-service modification. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Self-service modification at nimc.gov.ng. Self-service modifications at nimc.gov.ng.
Perfect.
Self-service modification at nimc.gov.ng.
Perfect.
Once you click on it, it will ask you to register. You will register with your NIN or your phone number. Once you register, it will take your picture. So the essence of the picture is to ensure that the person actually using the app is the person that was registered in the NIMC database, that was issued the name, to cross-check for verification purpose, so that another person cannot actually break into the system. So once that is done, just submit the document, the letter of attestation, and if you have any other supporting document, submit it. Once you submit it, go on to the payment. Government approved, not NIMC, government approved the sum of 15,000 naira, but at the end of the day, because of bank charges and everything, it comes about 16,000 plus. And once the process is complete,
I'm so sorry. Why do people have to pay to modify information online? Why do they have to pay for it?
Okay, prior to the coming of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, modification was not being done. The government never allowed modification. Once you put, especially date of birth, so that people that want to use multiple date of birth. But however, towards the end of the tenure of President Muhammadu Buhari, so NIMC was given the approval to go ahead with the change. And this comes with an approved fee by the federal government of Nigeria.
Why?
It's an approved fee. Okay, the essence is because the cost of modifying the data might not be borne by government alone, because it's a process, it's a system. When you enroll, enrollment is free. The issuance of the national identification number is free. We don't collect money, we don't charge any fee, it's free. But when you want to modify your data, it is you pay the money to government, federal government, not to NIPSI. It was an approved fee by the federal government of Nigeria.
And I'm still asking, it's not an examination I'm trying to write. I'm not trying to purchase anything from the government. Some of these mistakes were made by NIMSI staff in the first place. For example, a friend of mine who told them this is how her name is spelled, and they decided to spell it the way they wanted because they thought they knew better than her. You're telling me that she's going to go back now and pay 16,000 because the government approved 16,000 to be paid? Why? For example, if I upload some information about myself online, it's a system, and I want to change it or modify it. Nobody is charging me for the modification. Why is NIMSI charging 16,000? Not just a meager fee, but 16,000 naira to modify.
Okay, let me correct that impression. Sorry about that. Modification fees for every other field is 500 naira. Your friend that has a name misspelled is 500 naira. Phone number is 500 naira. Any other field is 500 naira, except the date of birth.
Why?
Why? Because the date of birth, the process involved is cumbersome. At the back end, it has to go through. At the back end, at NIMSI end, we have to go through so many processes, security check, we do this, we do that, to enforce, because we still check. But for name modification, it's 500 naira. For that of your friend, it's 500 naira. For phone number, it's 500 naira, except date of birth. Because we also discovered that a lot of Nigerians want to change, they have multiple date of birth. And we have said it, you can only change your date of birth once. Once that is done, in fact, you can only modify it, not even change. You can modify it once. Once it's modified once, you cannot modify it again. Every other field is 500 naira, except the date of birth.
Let me ask another question. What is the essence of a Ministry of Health or a hospital issued birth certificate or birth notice, which we are all supposed to have and present when we're doing these registrations, whatever they might be, whether it be for INEC, whether it be for a driver's license, whatever it is? Why do I, and then of course sometimes you have to go and get that thing from the bank, an affidavit. Why do you need them if I'm going to have to still come? I mean, I can come and pay 16,000 every time I want to change my date of birth, and you keep taking it. It doesn't change the fact that my date of birth is multiple. So why can't I just present a piece of paper that government gave me as a birth certificate, and then you authenticate it? Why do I have to pay money? It still doesn't sit well with me.
Okay, no, let me explain. The date of birth, you have your birth, some from our experience, let me tell you, it's only a handful. When I say a handful, and I'm being honest with you, a handful that you have mistakes. Majority of people doing date of birth are because federal government has harmonized existing data. So you will see somebody will give 1900, for instance, to immigration. We give NIMSI 1902. So when the person wants to renew his passport, immigration will tell him, look, your date of birth does not tally with what we have. Because most Nigerians don't know that federal government has harmonized all existing data in the country. I can tell you from experience, 98% of date of birth are the people that gave wrong date of birth. Maybe 2% those that came as a result of enrollment. Yes, human error, I can attest to that. But 98%, I can say this, are the people that have used different date of birth, maybe with immigration, maybe with driver license. So when they get there, they will tell them, oh, sorry, your date of birth in NIMSI does not tally. But they never knew that federal government will get data from NIMSI. That's why they come to NIMSI. So for us, we don't want to depend anybody. But the moment you effect that modification once, you cannot come back and do it again. And that's why we're now saying, take the process so that you won't come tomorrow and say, oh, NIMSI staff made a mistake. Now you want to modify. Take it into your hand. Use your own hand to modify it using the self-service app. So if anything happens, you won't say, oh, when I went to your center, it was NIMSI staff that did this, that did that, because you are using the application yourself to do the modification now. Because once you modify it once, it can never be modified again. So I always encourage Nigerians to make use of the self-service modification app because it is faster. Once it is done, within 24 hours, people that have been using it can attest. You can go on and find out. Within 24 hours, the change is effected. And once the change is effected, a message will be sent to your phone number you have provided. Also, an email will be sent to you that the date of birth has been effected, the modification has been effected. And whatever service you want to use it for, you can go ahead and use it.
Interesting.
In fact, most of the challenges is from the people that want to get passport, especially for those that want to renew it because they discover that the date of birth is different from what they gave NIMS.
Interesting. So for emphasis reasons and for those who are listening to us, you're saying for every other field it's 500 naira that you have to pay. But then if you must renew your date of birth, then or modify your date of birth, then it's 16,000. I really would like to pick your boss's brain and whoever sat with her on that table to come up with 16,000 to tell us exactly why 16,000. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'll let you go.
It's not even Engineer Biso Adegoke that came up with the fee. It was an approved fee under the past administration.
Okay.
So it was not Engineer Biso Adegoke. No. In fact, what she did was to streamline the process and ensure that the stress involved is reduced so that Nigerians can actually do it from the comfort of their homes or offices, rather than the stress of going to our centers. And also, it will reduce what we call the spate of extortion, because we've been abreast of information. Oh, we went to this center, they asked us to pay this. We said, no, don't pay. Do it on your own from the comfort of your homes or offices.
Okay. For those of you who are just joining us, this is the Big Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info, and we are talking today about the new process where you can self-service, you can service yourself rather on the NIMC website if you need to modify some of your information or your data on the NIMC portal. And my guest is the head of corporate communications, the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, Mr. Adegoke Kayode. Well, before we go on a quick break, Mr. Adegoke, I just want to quickly ask about those people who've been continuously reported taking monies from people to register their NIN in different places. I can call the different communities in Lagos where people have constantly complained about. I have 60 seconds. I hope that you can tell me if there has been any punishment for those people that have been reported to take monies, or is it just one of those things that we let be swept under the carpet?
Okay, no. Since the coming on board of Engineer Biso Adegoke, some staff have been reprimanded, some have been dismissed, some have been given suspension. Just what we need you to do is that once you are asked to pay for enrollment, just take the photo of the person or the center and report to us. We have so many mediums that you can report to. We have info@nimc.gov.ng. We also have customer care@nimc.gov.ng. Just send a mail there. And when you send the mail there, or through our website, put the picture and the center will deal with it. Our administration does not condone extortion. NIMC has zero tolerance to extortion. Whatever the case may be, NIMC will never allow any staff anywhere from Lagos to Sokoto to Maiduguri or to Enugu or to Rivers to extort any applicant. Enrollment for the NIN is free. Anyone that asks you to pay, don't pay. Report. Okay. We have customer desk officers in those states, also report to them.
All right, Mr. Kayode Adegoke is actually with us here on the show. We'll take a quick break, bring you some messages. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more and open up the phone lines because I know you have questions and he's the guy with the answers. Stay with us. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Bridging the gap.
Every parent wants to see their child growing up happy and healthy. Introducing Renzo Vitamins for Kids, a secret to your child's daily nutrition and boundless joy. With Renzo Vitamins, your child will have the energy to embrace every moment and unlock their full potential. Give your child a head start in life with Renzo Vitamins for Kids, because a happy child is a healthy child.
Say goodbye to charging fears with Infinix Note 40 fast charging, ensuring you're powered up from boardrooms to hangouts. Enjoy the stunning 108 megapixel iOS zoom camera and capture memorable moments every day. There's more. Purchase the Infinix Note 40 and get a 3 months free subscription to Showmax to enjoy all the action of the English Premier League football matches and the latest blockbuster movies.
What are you waiting for? Head over to any authorized Infinix retail store nationwide and get your Infinix Note 40 today. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the 10th edition of the AMVCA, and Pepsi Confirmed Bedu is back and reloaded. From Love Me Jeje crooners Shay Shodomu and Shafi Bello to the African legend Awilo Logomba, with the boo of the boolless Chike. Thirsty for more? KC, the Oja piano master, is bringing out the flips to play. And it's gonna be a party with AG Baby. Pepsi controls the music policy at the AMVCA with Confirmed Bedu on the 11th of May. Tune into African Magic on DSTV and GoTV. Pepsi, thirsty for more.
New Lafarge Water Shield Cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Yeah. New Lafarge Water Shield Cement number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement now confirm. One time. Put full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge Water Shield Cement, water go collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to call. No shaking. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, the confirm cement. New Lafarge Water Shield Cement na confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Nigerian Idol is back!
So, the stage don't set on a go scream tire. When you hear all the sabi contestants, the new judges, Omawumi, Nice, and Rick Hazani don't prepare. But now you will they wait for. Run, go arrange your Go TV. Ready your vote and your voice to hail our superstars, may they shine.
Yes, so watch Nigerian Idol Season 9 from the 21st of April by 7 p.m. on Africa Magic. Go TV. Love it.
Who says you can't have it all with one play?
I got that defined boy. You have just won yourself.
Congratulations.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Melitus. One player don't talk to two players because you won 20K.
So now you won yourself 20,000 naira.
My name is Well Done.
Okay, well done. You want to tell you well done. You won yourself 20,000 naira.
With 500 naira, you can play to win big. From 120,000 naira to 190,000 naira daily on Nigeria Info. Go to oneplay.ng and play with 500 naira. And in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. Or dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Win daily on Nigeria Info. 50,000 naira on Morning Crossfire. 60,000 naira on WhatsApp Lagos. 20,000 naira on Sunnyside. And 60,000 naira on Game On. So Lagos, what are you waiting for? The more you play, the better your chances of winning. Remember to dial *347 *880 *3 hash. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18.
It's the 10th edition of the AMVCA, and Super Commando is giving you the energy to fire on. Are you ready to show up and show out? So, whether you're nominated, performing, or just enjoying the action, fire on with your Super Commando energy drink. Fire on at the 10th edition of the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards on the 11th of May 2024 at Eco Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. Super Commando energy drink. Fire on.
In every part of the country, Wema Bank is there, serving the needs of every Nigerian. From the child whose dreams are as big as the sky, but in need of a head start. Young tech-driven innovators in search of a financial provider to support their novel ideas. The bold and confident boss lady in need of tailored financial services to fulfill her everyday business needs and maximize her potential.
The elderly who want a stress-free day-to-day banking experience anytime, anywhere at their fingertips. The small and medium-scale entrepreneurs who need a partner to help transition from startup to scale-up. We are the backbone of every endeavor, creating value for all and fulfilling dreams for over 79 years. Wema Bank, the bank that works for everyone and stays with you all the way.
Madam, you don't try this new Lush Hair 4-in-1 no-lie relaxer kit. We get free neutralizing shampoo and conditioner join.
What? Me, I know deal.
You not even sabi wetin dey happen for town. You see this Lush Hair relaxer so?
E no dey pepper, e no dey burn. E go even make your hair shine like oil.
Na so, Lush Hair relaxer kit na correct. We no go make your hair cut. We no go make your hair dry. E no dey pepper and e dey relax hair well. Come buy your own.
Lush Hair. Be beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, Football Fan Festival in Nigeria is back. It's Goal Fest 2024, featuring exhilarating games, food, comedy, live music by some of the Nigerian musician superstars, and you can watch the UEFA Champions League final on a super huge screen. Goal Fest 2024 will take place on the 1st of June at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Amadabella Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available. Get your tickets now at www.goalfestnigeria.com or at 267A at Timian Crescent, VI Lagos. Goal Fest 2024 is powered by Femi and the Gang and Football Republic. Proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
To cook correct food, they always give me joy. That's now why anytime when they cook like this, they always season them with no cubes. Come add correct vegetables inside. Ugu, tatasheo, shombo, onions. No one will know they put. Now he make my pikin them, they always enjoy my cooking.
Daddy, I never will. I want more.
You summer all your food with correct vegetables. Come season them with no cubes for that ubonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
Then say health na wealth, but when person they arranging health, can't lose one hand, one leg.
Yeah,
Abina, when you dey hospital, they can't tell you say you must drop heavy money first before they even think of to begin any treatment.
Yeah.
But when Avon HMO Tandagidiba with you, you no go dey shout yekpa, cause last now all of us need people. Visit avonhealthcare.com now to get Avon Health Plan for you and your people.
Avon HMO, empowering you to live a healthier, fuller life.
Mommy, my teacher said 90% of my brain will develop by the time I am 5.
Really? What else did she say?
She said I need iron in my food for my brain to grow well.
Oh, very true. And that's why I give you Cerelac Junior every day, which provides half of your daily iron needs.
And Cerelac Junior tastes so good.
Cerelac Junior with Iron Plus. It's all good, Mom.
Enjoy the delicious creamy goodness of Cowbell. Cowbell contains Vitarich and vitamin B9, which supports brain development. Use Cowbell in your tea, cereal, pap, and other meals of choice. Cowbell, so creamy, so good.
Say goodbye to charging fears with Infinix Note 40 fast charging, ensuring you're powered up from boardrooms to hangouts. Enjoy the stunning 108 megapixel iOS zoom camera and capture memorable moments every day. There's more. Purchase the Infinix Note 40 and get a 3 months free subscription to Showmax to enjoy all the action of the English Premier League football matches and the latest blockbuster movies.
What are you waiting for? Head over to any authorized Infinix retail store nationwide and get your Infinix Note 40 today. Terms and conditions apply.
There's a reason why over 1 million people tune into Hard Facts every day. We discuss in-depth stories with sources behind the facts.
The Lagos State High Court sitting in suspended the Chicago certificate story is never going away, is it? Show with stories for the day.
You hear diverse voices and opinions.
And she was meeting her friend with her husband, knowing that.
You should not be happy because there is nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, we're back. It's still the Big Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're broadcasting live from our audio-visual studios right here in Itmia Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. My name is Maryann Okon, and I'm being joined by the spokesperson for NIMC, Mr. Adegoke, joining us live via Zoom from the FCT. We've been talking about the NIN requirements for data modifications, and he's been giving us very detailed, information as to the process in itself. And he said that there's now a self-service aspect on the website where for some fields you pay 500 naira, and for a very specific field, which is modifying of your date of birth, you're supposed to pay 16,000 naira, and that's the modification fee. Mr. Adegoke, thank you so much for joining us again. Now, I've got a question. So many questions are coming in on social media, but before I get to that, let me just quickly ask you a question about the most recent, which was the 3-in-1 identity card that the NIMC was proposing. I remember when we first saw that story, I was wondering to myself, what's the difference between the NIN, the national identity card, and this 3-in-1 card that the NIMC was proposing? In fact, let me read the information about that card. In fact, it was called a new national ID, single new national ID card. And then we were told that it had 3 bits to it, and that it was going to harness all of our information and put it in one card, and even our bank information was going to be on that card. And one would have thought that when the NIMC sold us the national identity card at the time, this was going to be it. In fact, it was oversold. But then what we have, because if I look at that, I still don't even have that national identity card. The card I have is the one I had a gazillion years ago when I was still in the civil service. I don't have this new national identity card till today. I'm in the NIN because I still have the slip. What is the difference between that card or the NIN in itself and this new 3-in-1 new national ID card?
Okay, thank you for the question. But before then, I want to reel out our contact for Nigerians in case of any issue of extortion. Like I said earlier, Nigerians can reach us on info@nimsi.gov.ng. I repeat, info@nimsi.gov.ng. The NIMSI customer care at nimsi.gov.ng. NIMSI customer care at nimsi.gov.ng. Then for our phone numbers, in case someone asks you to pay money for enrollment, you can call us on 0700 32 55
Oh, you're frozen. You're frozen. I'm thinking someone's calling you. I hope that those numbers can be also sent to me so I can read them out here on air. I'm sorry you were frozen for a bit, Mr. Adegoke. I'm hoping that you can send us those numbers. You were frozen for a bit. You can send me those numbers via WhatsApp so I can also read them out here. But you can take them again because you were frozen for a bit.
I'll surely send it. Okay, now going straight to the question. Now, let me go straight to the question, Abi.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the question is, the card we are coming out with now is what we call an improved version of the general multipurpose card we have in existence. Mm-hmm. If you look at NIMSI, the act that set up NIMSI, the act gives NIMSI the power to enroll Nigerians and legal residents into the national identity database and issue them the national identification number, and also to issue the general multipurpose card. Now, we have come up with 2 cards within the last 7 or 8 years. The first card you mentioned that you have, that was in 2002, that exercise.
Yes.
That was an analog card.
Yes.
So when we came out with the digital card in 2014, 2015, thereabout, that was a digital version of that card. But there were so many things we needed to improve or to improvise. And that's why this card is being done. Now, this time around, we are working in conjunction with the Central Bank of Nigeria, the NIPS, that's Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, and also with a local money operator, that is the Afrigo. So this card is being powered by Afrigo. Now, the difference is that when you say 3-in-1 is the use cases. The use cases means that the card serves as a means of identification. It's a single card. It's a single card. NIPS is not coming out with 3 cards. It's a single card. The card can be used for identification purpose. The card also serves as a means for your financial transaction. If you don't want to use your regular ATM card, you can use the NIMS card. For instance, you can use to withdraw money, you can use to transfer money, just like the digital card we came out in 2014 as well. Then also, for instance, the government is doing that's empowerment for the less privileged. What we are saying that an applet has been opened on this card, the same single card, where government can actually use to reach those people. We have done that. So the use case determines what you use the card for. So the card has multiple applications that runs on it. But the basic one for identification purpose is there. Then also, you can use it for financial transaction. And we say we are working in conjunction with the banks. Unlike before, when we have done millions of cards and Nigerians did not come to collect it, this time around, it is on the basis of need. You apply for it through NIMS offices or through any of your bank branches. You apply that, you say you need the card. When you apply for it, based on the protocols involved in the issuance of the debit card, that is the same protocol with this one. So when you go to any of your bank branches, you want to collect let's say you use bank XYZ, you go to your branch, you apply that you want the card, the NIMS General Multipurpose Card. Once you apply, follow the protocols, the card will be issued to you through that bank. You go back there, an SMS will be sent to you that the card is ready for pickup. You pick it up. If you go to NIMS office, the same thing. Unlike before, when we just mass produce, this time around it's on the need base. You apply for, but the difference between this is the improved version. And also, we have also improved on the security features of the card. The card has so many security features.
Mr. Adegoke, I think you're frozen again. I guess someone's calling you and you were frozen. Yeah, you were frozen for a second and you're frozen again. Well, I just want to let you guys know we're live facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info 99.3. You could also join the conversation. If you're listening to us from outside of the country, you have questions, I'll give everybody 30 seconds max because we have just 10 minutes of our time. So I want us to go straight to the question and answer. Mr. Adegoke, the line cut you off. Unfortunately, we have just 10 minutes and I want Lagosians to chime in. So if you can conclude in just a minute.
So I said the card has so many security features that it prevents hackers from hacking into it. And the card is also on use cases. We've seen situations where some a section of Nigerian media has said, oh, NIMS is coming out with 3 cards. No, we're only coming out with a single card that can be used for multiple cases.
Okay.
That is what we are coming out with.
Just a side note. I mean, I don't think that I need that card because if I have an ATM card, I have the digital card that you issued before now, and I have my INEC voters card. Why do I need that card? Because of course you're going to charge me again. Are you not going to charge me for the card? That's why we said it's on need. It's on need. If you don't need it, there is no need for you to apply for it. Perfect. All right.
But by the time you look at the features, by the time we launch the car, you look at the features, I'm sure you even go and I'm sure you even ask a lot of the staff of Nigeria Info to take it. I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that.
Oh, yeah. All right, the phone lines are open. Let's go. We've got questions. So join the conversation. You have 30 seconds, please. Go straight to your question. Don't do too much greeting. We don't have time. I have just 8 minutes on the clock. Hello.
Hi, Miriam. How are you doing?
Good. Go ahead. You have 30 seconds.
I do have questions. See, we are not ready as a country for data collection. Way back as 2005, lads don't get card. We say it has all these functions they are trying to make activities new to humans on it. We are so backward in this country. You're asking him why are they charging 16,000? He couldn't tell you why, how they arrived at that amount. He said it was previous administration. How did they come about that figure? And in this country, we are not ready yet to for data collection.
Okay, Remy, thank you very much. Thank you for sticking to time. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good evening, Maryann.
Good evening. 30 seconds.
Your guest is this. He keeps saying, if you meet the protocol, protocol. What is the protocol? Let him mention it.
Okay.
This Pastor Ladipo calling from Modile government.
All right, Pastor Ladipo, thank you very much. What's the protocol, Mr. Adegoke?
Okay, we will come out with the protocols in the next few weeks when the card will be launched. What we are trying to do is to sensitize Nigerians on the card that is coming up, because most Nigerians will say, oh, they don't inform us. So we are informing them. By the time we launch the card, we'll state all the protocol, but they are not going to be cumbersome. They are going to be stable, but it's going to be on need basis. So Nigerians should not be worried. I understand Mr. Ladipo's concern. He should please just be patient with us. We'll come out with the protocol. Then the other caller said that we could not talk how we arrive at the 16,000. The Federal Executive Council, during the last administration, took a decision on it, and that for only date of birth, because of the issues involved with a lot of Nigerians trying to change. Number one, the process involved in changing it. Number one, NIPSI will have to take it to security agency to ensure that we do legwork, we do so many things that government will not fund for you, because you are the one that want to change your date of birth, that want to modify it.
And I'm still on that side of the fence that's saying, are you going to Mars to do the back room or the legwork? I don't understand it. It is, all these things are supposed to be in government's purview, to be able to click on a button and verify if I am listed in the birth certificate portal or the birth notice portal or whatever. If you need to do some security checks, that is why we have the office of the NSA. I still don't understand why I have to pay 16,000 naira for government to do its job, but then I'll not dwell on it. Okay. Hello.
Okay.
Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Quickly, you got 30 seconds. Sorry?
I'm calling from here.
All right, go ahead.
Concerning this NIN, there is one of my sisters.
Okay, I can't hear you.
There is one of my sisters. She says she made a mistake with her date of birth. So when she went to their office at Kayode, asked her to pay 25,000. So I don't know whether we should pay money on the things like that. So that is the question I want to ask.
Okay. Now, if you have been listening to our conversation, you would have heard Mr. Adegoke say that 500 naira is what you need to pay, but you can do it on your own. You don't need to go to their office. He will give us that website again before he leaves. But quickly, Mr. Adegoke, there's a question here. Someone says, I was told my NIN is BVN generated when I was about linking it to my number. When I went to the NIN office in my local government to rectify it, I was recaptured and issued a new slip with the same NIN number I've always had. But the NIN is still not working. It doesn't populate my information. In other words, it doesn't bring up any information. When I type in my NIN on the NIMC app, it brings no information. When I scan the barcode of my slip, it keeps saying user not found on the NIMC app. Please, Mr. Adegoke.
Okay, the person should not worry. It could be the person should not worry. It could be maybe a network challenge at that point. The moment you have your NIN and you are registered, the person's data is directly inside the national identity database. Whenever you want to use the service for anything, they will verify it. The person should not worry. Once you have the NIN slip, it means you have been registered.
Interesting. And if he himself, the owner, is unable to find his data, what if, God forbid, he were to commit a crime or someone found his slip and they want to get his information and they can't get it? What's the essence then?
The person said, no, you can't go into the national identity database. The person is trying to get it through the NIMSI mobile app. All you need to do is that if it's not coming up on the NIMSI mobile app, just go to iOS or Android, go and update that. Most people have not updated. Go and update the name. So once you update it, your record will be updated.
Okay.
But you can't enter into national identity database except you want to use your NIN, maybe for banking transaction, for passport, or for issuance of driver license. That way, it is not you to verify. It is the agency involved that will verify.
Okay.
And that will determine whether it is valid or not.
Okay. On Twitter, I have some tweets that are coming in. Because I don't have time, I want us to quickly just answer these questions. Bolu on Twitter here says, my wife has been having problems fixing her NIN modification due to no network from their website for the past 2 years. Is there no self-service through the official website because their agents, including local government, have network issues? Mr. Adegoke, are you there? He's frozen all over again. Let's hope that he can come back to us and answer that question. There's another tweet here. Aura Collins here says, good evening. Currently, my younger brother is asked to pay $30, which is 45,000 naira here for NIN in Ghana. And he says he's calling from Surulere. Would you mind speaking?
Okay, for that one. Okay, NIMSI has licensed some diasporal enrollment partners in Africa, in the US, in the UK, in Europe, and all over the world. Now, for those people, it is not free because it is not government that set them up. The $30 is the approved fee for African countries. If it's US and other place, $50. So it's an approved fee because it is not NIMSI. It is through licensed agent, and they have to pay for offices. They have to pay tax there, except in Nigeria that NIN is.
Okay, so Bolu, I read his message, but you were frozen. Bolu here on Twitter says, my wife has been having problems fixing her NIN modification due to no network from their website for the past 2 years. Is there no self-service through which the official websites, because their agents, including the local government area, always have network issues?
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry about that. Now, what the person can tell the wife is that's why it means NIMSI came out with the self-service app. So the wife can actually log on through the self-service modification at nimsi.gov.ng. Self-service modification at nimsi.gov.ng and do the modification. The wife does not need to go to any of our office. Do it. It's just 500 naira for NIN. Once the wife, within 24 hours, a notification will be sent to her that the modification has been done.
Okay, let me go to WhatsApp and read some of the messages, and also on our Facebook, YouTube Live. Someone here says, I'm not satisfied with the rationale behind the cost. It appears collecting the fee was the only consideration that was had. I'm sure that you've addressed that issue, but somebody here says, my wife registered her network, but it's not in existence again. And her slip, she submitted it, and a card-like ATM was given to her. What can she do to get her NIN number? I don't know if you understood.
If the person has misplaced the slip, the person can go to any of our centers, and a reprint will be issued to the person, or the person can dial *346# on the registered mobile number with the NIN, and the NIN will be displayed.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's read another one. This one says, why can't NIMC be used to curb menace of insecurity in our country?
Okay, well, in answering that, I am not a security agent or so, but from our research, you will see, I must commend the Nigerian security architecture. Honestly, I must commend them. They don't have to come out and tell you they've done this, but the NIN has been used to ensure security of lives and property in Nigeria. That I can tell you.
Has it really? Because the former boss, Pantami, was crowdfunding on Twitter to save some of his friends. Meanwhile, he had sold the NIN to us that he was going to be the alpha and omega in terms of tracking and tracing these kidnappers, these so-called bandits. And you're sitting there to tell me that it is working. In closing, sir, because I have just 50 seconds.
Okay, a lot have been done, honestly. Nigerians might know a lot of it done by the security agencies, a lot. And they are making use of the NIN to do a lot. I can tell you that. A lot. I don't want to go into security issue because I'm here for NIN, but I can tell Nigerians that a lot have been done in collaboration with NIMSI and the security agencies, and I recommend it.
All right. Kayode Adegoke is the head of Corporate Communications, National Identity Management Commission. Thank you so much for coming to answer all our questions. We appreciate it. And do come again, please.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just want to thank Nigerians for their support towards the success of the NIN. We'll continue to do well. Engineer Biso Ekoka, we should appreciate them and we'll do our best. Thank you so much for having me on Nigerian Info.
All right, thank you very much for coming on the show. Lagos, we're going to go on a break. When I come back, I hope Mr. Adegoke is sending me the information I need so that I can put it out to you and you can go on the website to get all that information. Please send me the message.
Every parent wants to see their child growing up happy and healthy. Introducing Renzo Vitamins for Kids.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.